Since this past week and the week before that, we've been uncovering multiple discoveries. We've been making and turning upside down big stones, giving us confirmation, okay, that this thing might be right around the corner, okay? And some of the news that we uncovered were not new news really, but others were like, man, I'm blown away. So I kind of put together in this video 10 events that are to happen or already happened, which are bringing us even closer to the short squeeze triggering. And we might wake up in the morning and poof, 5,000% pre-market, 500% after hours. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to share exactly my screen, guys. This is something I put together myself. So first of all, the evidence of naked shorts and synthetic shares. We've known this, pretty much we've known this since March or April, okay? But the share count through SAYS technology kind of confirmed again that, hey, 136% of the entire float, and that's just an estimate that I personally did. So if that doesn't tell you that there are more than just existing shares on here, I don't know what to tell you. Second item, increasing number of shareholders and apes. I mean, just look at the Fintel institutional ownership. Just look at market bit with the amount, over $2 billion that the suits are now holding in AMC stock. Of course, as of June 30th, all right? It is still an increasingly interesting amount for a stock that Jim Cramer and all of these guys on CNBC and mainstream media will tell you that it is way inflated. It's going back to zero. It's going back to a cent. Oh no, they will not make any money because of Netflix. Blah, 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 blah. All right? Now, jumping to the next one. Still the top stock being bought across platforms. Just jump on Fidelity. Schwab, pull the T-Terminal trade, pull level 2. You will see that the amount of volume, the amount of shares being bought every single day is still at least twice the amount of shares being sold. Okay? Number 4, exposure of real price in dark pool being around 5,000 minimum. Personally, I don't expect everybody to grasp this and agree because it is hard to grasp, it is hard to understand, especially if you're new to the stock market. But guys, dark pool, even though it's not something that is new to the market, but the abuse of what is happening here, and the New York Stock Exchange president herself said to us multiple months ago, and she's not the only one thinking this. Our orders are not going to the lead markets. Our orders are not hitting the New York Stock Exchange, where the price should reflect the supply and the demand. And because of that, the $32 that we're seeing is a bunch of bull crap. Yes, I said it. Number 5, we have Democrats working to have at least 12 new rules being passed and signed by the White House in order to make sure that the market transparency is get back to where it should be. The main highlights: banning payment for order flow, which by the way, it's banned and forbidden in the UK, banned in Australia, and banned in Canada. I wonder why. I wonder why Citadel was also banned for naked shorting in 2004 or 2008 in China markets. I wonder why. All right. Now, we also have the DTCC working on automating margin calls, and that is going to come into effect September 1st, 2021. All right. So it's also 2 weeks. Talking about 2 weeks time. So when this thing happens, and I shared with you on my video yesterday that bunch of companies, bunch of firms on the market are not even ready for this to happen. And that's why Citadel was begging the DTCC the exact same month that Bob Stewart, the executive director in charge of trade processing for institutionals, came up and said, hey, get ready, otherwise you're gonna get margin calls. Okay, and we also have the NSCC coming up with a new rule that is going to increase the liquidity deposits from 10,000 to 250,000. That means if you're carrying a bunch of billion short selling or whatever, and you're not ready and you're begging, it means even for you, Citadel, or even for you as big as Citadel, you might be in trouble when these whole things happen at the same time. All right. Now, these are the main ones we've been uncovering, and I've been talking about this. Now, people less have mentioned that AMC will be added to the MSCI World Index around August 31st. The rumor on the street is we might have a 25 million shares being bought when this addition will be made. So imagine the buying pressure that will come up, and imagine how it can trigger a domino effect on short sellers being squeezed or squeezing or whatever, okay, the word is, okay, out of their positions, of their short positions, and forcing them to cover, hence having those billions of synthetics and naked shorts bought out. All right. And finally, we know that the Feds have been setting up the mother of all short squeeze to happen through the SFTs, all right, in order to avoid all of these big guys fire selling all the positions in the blue chips, making the most of the weights of the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, the Russell 2000, and everything. Because if that happens, man, we're gonna experience a whole new crisis, even bigger than what we had back in 2008. And nobody at this point, after 2020, nobody just wants another 2008 to replicate itself. So guys, I'm not even mentioning the SEC working closely to regulate dark pool activity. I'm not even mentioning some of the other discoveries we made, but these are the 10 top things I have in my mind at the time I'm making this video, indicating to me that personally, hey guys, I wouldn't be surprised if just one morning you wake up and you see 10,000% pre-market or 500% after hours. I'm just saying, the question will be now, when will that happen? Might be next month, might be next 3 months, might be next 6 months. Will you still be able to hold even tighter and get your conviction straight? My answer to that question is yes, yes, and yes, 1000%, because it's worth it.